Alright, hello everyone, and just real quick before we get started here, I do want to make mention that, given that this is the third video I've done on this, I have way more notes than you would think. So, from Jonathan Ball's proposal, um, here's this, and there's a full back to this as well. So that was my Jonathan Ball proposal, and there was a third page that, that I worked with as well, and then now here's where it gets ridiculous because I got way too ahead of myself and I haven't been making videos on them. Because this entire notebook right here, full, full of freaking notes. So this is my first notebook, as you can see it titled here. It contains all of these guys. Well, it doesn't actually have Jonathan in here. That's notated as pre-book pages. But other than that, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them in here, including Dr. Gears. I talked about that one. Yeah, that was this one. That took me 4 pages to write in. But not only is this entire notebook full, all the way back to here because I didn't have enough room. This amount of pages that were left, which was like 5, was not near enough for me to actually start the next proposal. Because let me just say this, if you guys can read this yourselves, the de jour de matrix proposal 36, yeah, it started at page 3 and ended at 36. Ended at page 36. I wrote 33 pages of notes for this. Just this one. This one right here is going to be like an hour long. Just for this one itself. Like, it goes on. Page after page. After page. After page. Pages. Pages. So many freaking pages. So many sleepless hours spent writing this crap down. All the way to here. To page 36. 37. Wait. 34. That's page 34. All the way to page 34. I wrote 31 pages. Yeah, I wrote 31 pages of this in this notebook. And I'm not even done with the propositions yet. I'm still in this SCP-001 proposition. I am still in the SCP-001 propositions. That was loud. It was meant to be loud. I should turn that down though, because I don't want the entire video being this loud. But still, like, dude, it's ridiculous the amount of time I've put into this, because nothing will ever come of this. It's just me rambling and at the behest of some of you guys out there, you really wanted this. So that's why we've covered Jonathan Ball, we've covered Dr. Gears, and now we are moving on to Dr. Clef, the Gate Guardian. So for Dr. Clef here, I have 8 pages. This is, the entire SCP thing, everything about it. So there's no fancy images for this one, sadly. I could not access that in a timely manner for tonight because I've got like 30 minutes to do this, and then I'll have like 30 to 45 minutes total to edit this whole video together. And so this is going to be a process of getting all this together. But we'll just start on here with Dr. Clef. So let me get in my serious voice. Codename Dr. Clef, the Gate Guardian. Dr. Clef's proposal, SCP-001. Dr. Clef's proposal, item number, SCP-001. Object class Euclid/Keter. So that means high up there on the scale of how effing terrible it would be if this thing decided to go out and do bad things, you know. Real bad up there. It's real up there. Think like world ending, maybe. I know it gets, yeah, it gets mentioned in like the second paragraph of these notes, but let's go. All right, so we're starting off with the special containment procedures. Because of the nature of SCP-001, no containment procedures are necessary. 24/7 monitoring of SCP-001 is to take place from a safe 10 kilometers or more distance from a predetermined location, known as Site 0. The location of Site 0 is known only to the current SCP administrator and the single overseer level agent of Abrahamic Faith 05-14, assigned to monitor SCP-001 from Site 0. So, pretty much, they're observing this entity from a very, very good distance away, like 10 kilometers, like that's like 8 miles, 7 miles. I don't know the metric system. Don't question me on it. That American learning system. Woo! But the only people that know where it's at are the overseer level agents of the Abrahamic Faith and the SCP administrator, the current one. Said agent is authorized to take any action necessary should SCP-001 become active and is required to immediately alert the administrator and all other overseer level agents should SCP-001 show any change in behavior, as this may constitute the beginning of a Patmos XK class end of the world scenario. This thing can just like straight up like, oh, I'm having a bad day today. Let's just blow the world up. Let's just end everything, you know. Let's make sure everybody else has a bad day with us. Should SCP-001 become active in any way, personnel are required to immediately consult the Patmos series of emergency orders. Decoding algorithms for emergency order Patmos are to be maintained on site at Site 0 in the possession of the designated observer, and are to be transmitted to SCP Foundation offices only in the event of SCP-001 becoming active. Foundation personnel with vital roles in one or more variants of emergency procedure Patmos are to be advised to take the following precautions. First precaution: to maintain good relations with one or more organized Abrahamic faiths. Number 2, to maintain on hand a supply of the following: holy water, a rosary, crucifix, a crucifix cross, a prayer rug, or other symbols blessed by an Abrahamic cleric of bishop or equivalent higher rank, a copy of Abrahamic scriptures, Torah, Bible, Quran, and standard emergency supplies are in mobile form as a bug-out bag. I just realized I'm saying it is Abrahamic. It's Abrahamic, isn't it? Feel a tad bit dumb, but it is what it is. Okay, this is the next one. In case of a pre-millennial rapture scenario, all vital personnel are to designate a secondary operative of non-Abrahamic faith. Said secondary operative is to be informed of the location of the primary designate's copy of emergency procedure, Patmos, and mimetic kill agent inoculant, and is to be kept on ready status to take over the primary duties as necessary. As in, like, hey, if I die, I need a second that can, like, take over for me. I need a bro to go kill agent this. I need to inoculant. That's like inject, I think, with the medic kill agent to put it back to sleep. To maintain familiarity with all other SCPs involved in possible Patmos XK class into the world scenarios. That must have been the next one. I don't have a bulletin back beside that one, like a little bullet point, but that was probably meant to be the next one. Anyways, the description. Shut up, phone. Okay, the description. SCP-001 is a humanoid entity approximately 700. I don't know why I put that in parentheses. I'll put the number 700 beside the word 700 cubits in height, located in an undisclosed location near the intersection of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. The following features are known about the entity. A number of luminous wing-like appendages emerging from the shoulders, back, temples, ankles, and wrists of the entity, although an accurate count has never been established. Most observers place the number of wings at anywhere from 2 through 108, with the mean number being 4, meaning the average is about 4 wings. Number 2, a weapon, possibly a sword or knife, known as SCP-001-2. The weapon appears to emit flames at a temperature rivaling that of the sun based on spectrographic analysis, although there appear to be no destructive effects from the intense heat on the surrounding area. Any entity that approaches within 1 kilometer of SCP-001 is immediately struck by the weapon and obliterated from existence. Just deatomized, sent to the shadow realm, Jimbo. You're gone for good. Any and all hostile actions taken towards SCP-001 have resulted in the annihilation of the attacker, regardless of range. See Incident Report, Indian Ocean Submarine Missile Experiment, December 26, 2004. SCP-001, this is the third one, appears to be standing with its head bowed in a gesture of supplication, with SCP-001-2 held in both hands, point down in front of it. Since originally recorded by the founder over Data Redacted years ago, SCP-001 has not deviated from this stance. Number 4, I think. Human beings exposed to SCP-001 report hearing a voice in their heads giving them a directive which the subject reports cannot be disobeyed. The most common directive is forget, which results in the subject walking away from SCP-001 with no memory of having encountered it. On rare occasions, however, other directions have been given. The most famous of these is the one given to the founder, prepare, which he has now claimed formed the impetus for founding Data Redacted to catalog and contain any and all supernatural and or paranormal artifacts that represent a serious threat to the current existence of humanity. This is the organization now known as the SCP Foundation. This number 5. Observers have reported that SCP-001 appears to be standing in front of a gate of immense proportions. Long-range photographs have occasionally detected what appears to be a pastoral grove within. I gotta repeat some of that real quick because my brain just farted. Observers have reported that SCP-001 appears to be standing in front of a gate of immense proportions. Long-range photographs have occasionally detected what appears to be a pastoral grove within, containing numerous other entities of the same composition as SCP-001, as well as several fruit trees of unknown composition. Of particular note are 2 fruit trees of immense proportion near what appears to be the center of the grove. One, it is noted, appears to be an apple tree, although the other bears a fruit unknown to Earth. Described as data expunged. Pretty much, it's the Garden of Eden. This is the guardian angel guarding the gate that leads to the Garden of Eden. And what they're seeing is the apple tree and then the tree of knowledge. Because I don't think the apple tree was the tree of knowledge. Or the fruit of knowledge. Whatever. This is why I was hesitant on doing this one. Because there was faith-related stuff that I'm not the biggest scholar of. I'm not the biggest I know what I'm talking about type of guy when it comes to a lot of like faith questions and like dealing with like all that stuff. If you can think of a better way to talk about that, put it in the comments, and I may make a renewed version of this at some point. There, I'm thinking of a certain word. An addendum. I may make an addendum to this video at some point, where I add some parts onto the end. Anyways. It is the avowed belief of the founder that the gate which SCP-001 guards may be the gate to expunged based on correlations with ancient Babylonian texts and the Dead Sea Scrolls. in which case one can deduce that the entity known as SCP-001 may be expunged. So the first one is saying he believes it may be the gate to Eden, the Garden of Eden, based on texts and scrolls, and he believes that the entity known as SCP-001 may be the Guardian Angel. Yeah, the Guardian Angel. Addendum 001-A. Experimentation RE. I don't know what that means. But experimentation. SCP-001-2 is effective kill range. Experiment of number 1. Experiment A. 1 Class D personnel instructed to approach SCP-001 as closely as possible on foot. Result: upon making visual contact with SCP-001, subject is ordered to leave. Subject immediately turns away from entity and walks away. Despite repeated orders to continue the experiment, Class D personnel refuses to obey and is terminated. Upon termination of Class D personnel, all research staff involved are immediately obliterated by an unknown force, presumably SCP-001-2. 2. Experiment B. 1 remote-operated research robot guided to approach SCP-001 from the ground. Result: upon approaching within 1 kilometer of SCP-001, research robot is obliterated, presumably by SCP-001-2. All further attempts at remote reconnaissance have the same result. Number 3. Experiment C. 100 pre-programmed research drones instructed to approach SCP-001 from multiple angles simultaneously. The result is the coordination is successful and all 100 drones cross the 1 kilometer mark simultaneously. However, all 100 are simultaneously obliterated by SCP-001-2. Designated observer at Site 0 reports that SCP-001-2 appear to strike in all directions at once. SCP-001 did not deviate from its stance while this took place. Number 4. Experiment D. Wire-guided missiles fired from a distance of 3 kilometers. Result: SCP-001-2 obliterates weapon upon crossing the 1 kilometer mark, simultaneously obliterating the launch site and killing all personnel. Number 5. Experiment E. Multi-warhead intercontinental ballistic missile fired from SCP nuclear submarine Nautilus. Result: see Indian Ocean Submarine Missile Experiment, December 26, 2004. I reckon we'll get to that soon. Number 6. Experiment F. SCP-076 and Task Force Omega-7 instructed to approach SCP-001 on foot. Result: SCP-076 refuses to carry out mission despite not being informed of the mission's nature. Upon being asked why, SCP-076 replies, "No, just no." Number 7. Experiment G. Take a breath here, I've been talking for a long time. SCP-073. Due to the result of Experiment F, SCP-073 was not informed of his destination until arriving at Site 0. Result: SCP-073 approached the site on foot. Upon seeing SCP-001, SCP-073 became distressed and asked to abort. SCP-073 was ordered to continue. At that point, the symbol on SCP-073's forehead became data expunged. The experiment was terminated due to data expunged. See Addendum 001-AA. Addendum 001-AA. Now we're into the meats. By executive order of the Administrator, no further experiments are to be carried out on SCP-001. No further SCPs are to be exposed to SCP-001. SCP-001 is not to be used to dispose of dangerous SCPs. Please see revised containment procedures for details. Addendum. On blanked out, the following errant transmission was received by Foundation personnel. Initiate emergency procedure Patmos Omega. Attention, all Foundation personnel. The following message was received at approximately blanked out this morning from Site 0. SCP-001 has left its location. The gate is open. They are riding forth. Oh God, it's so beautiful. Senseless ramblings, almost like chanting. that was because there was like a big old paragraph of notes, or not notes, but like just just senseless rambling that I did not feel like writing down at the time. Because of this event's confluence with the recent breach of SCP-095, the opening of SCP-616, and the activation of SCP-098, the Foundation is required to immediately begin preparations for an XK class end of the world scenario. SCP-076 and SCP-073 are to be secured immediately. All personnel are to unlock and decode Emergency Order Patmos Omega and follow all orders within. Site-19 is to be secured and all non-essential SCPs and personnel terminated and or destroyed. Repeat, because of this event's confluence with the recent breach of SCP-995, the opening of SCP-616, and the activation of SCP-098, the Foundation is required to immediately begin preparations for an XK class end of the world scenario. SCP-076 and SCP-073 are to be secured immediately. All personnel are to unlock and decode Emergency Order Patmos Omega and follow all orders within. Site-19 is to be secured and all non-essential SCPs and personnel terminated and or destroyed. Repeat, because of this event's confluence with the recent breach, and it just keeps going. It keeps going for a little while, and then finally, it starts breaking up, and says, the Foundation is required to immediately begin preparations for an XK class end of the world scenario. I say that because the things start getting slurred. SCP-076 and SCP-073, there's an @ symbol, RE, to be secured immediately. Cain and Abel, my two sons, I'm coming. All personnel are to unlock and decode. Behold, I stand at the gate and knock, and if any, and then it's just senseless babble after that, and then there's a signal lost code. That was a whole jumble of words. I probably spoke way too fast there for y'all. I'm sorry. Upon contacting Site 005-14, responded that no such message had been sent from his location and that SCP-001 remained inert. The transmission was initially determined to be a hoax. However, close examination of the transmission reveals a timestamp dated data redacted used in the future. It is theorized that data expunged. I put a note at the very end of all that saying, great googly moogly, this thing was long. All my boys back home know that one. No, that one was really long though. Or that last part was really long. This video won't be too much longer than Dr. Gears. Shout out to Powerade for keeping me from having to go get a cough drop to get rid of the tickle in the back of my throat that afflicted me during part of this recording. I had to cut out like 5 minutes because I started coughing intermittently throughout it. But, well, that was Dr. Gears for you. Not Dr. Gears, that was, oh my gosh, I'm slow. What is it? That was Dr. Clef, the Gate Guardian for you. Whew. That was a good one. That's good. It's good to sit down and do this every once in a while. And I've got plenty of freaking ones to catch up with now because I've got like 12 of them to do now, record, so I can put that notebook back in a box. Refreshing. Grape is my favorite flavor, by the way. Closely followed by Mountain Berry Blast. Powerade, if you're looking for any sponsors here, sometime soon, I'm your guy. I'm your guy. I may not look it, but I need them. I use them. Anyways, that was hopefully a very smooth transition over here to the outro. But thank you all for watching today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, do all that wonderful stuff down below. Let me know how you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know, give me talking points. Give me give me constructive criticism. What'd you like? What'd you not like? You know, all that beautiful stuff. And that's really all I got. I'm not really one for intros and outros most of the time, but I will see you all in the next one. Adios and goodbye.